Okay, I think I'm streaming, but as always, let's go ahead and do the audio check because we never know if it's actually working until I hear my own audio. Okay, let me just refresh this just in case. All right, I hear myself. All right, I hear myself. That's good. Okay, all right. Let's see here. Okay, next up, let's put on cheating gloves before anything happens. I actually have a trick set up. Actually, before we do anything, let's. Okay, let's put a magician's choice in there, and then turn on the. Chan beat me to it. Hey, Chan, welcome in. How's it going? Thank you for the pin. E-room, welcome in. How's it going? How you doing today? Welcome in, Chan and E-room. Hopefully you had wonderful weekends. How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody is doing well. So I don't know about you guys, but where I am, the weather was warm for like a week, and then it got really cold this weekend. And so I was like in shorts, and then I had to wear like pants and sweaters again. And I'm like, come on. Chan says, I'm good. E-Room says, damn it, round two of ads. I'm sorry, E-Room. Wait. I'm sorry, E-Room. Um, so we can wait until you're back from the ads. Hi, E-Room. Are you back from the ads? I just wanted to double check. We haven't done anything yet. Nothing. I've literally just put on cheating gloves. So, but yeah, if you know a little sign, I can fingerspell to you. That way you don't miss any of the stream while there's an ad going, assuming you see the little preview video. You're probably wondering where I learned sign. I don't know it too well, but back in college, there was a National Technical Institute of the Deaf on my campus. And of course, the major impetus of me learning how to do some sign was because there was a cute girl that lived across the hall and I wanted to talk with her. So, Charlie's Beats, welcome in. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well, Charlie. So anyway, that was the original impetus for learning, but then I found that it was useful and I just kept with it. Gibson Lens, welcome in, Bert. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Just getting started, but I actually had a trick set up already, and I was like, let me do it. I hope I don't mess it up. Brand new trick. So, I learned it in elementary school. Oh, you did? All right. I mean, oh yeah, you knew some. That's right, because on your stream you were trying to do some finger spelling and stuff. That's right. So that's cool. I forgot what cool was. You won't be needing to do that to E-Room for a month. Oh. I speak hillbilly, mumble, typo, and 12 dialects of cat. Lol, says E-Room. Ch- Chan the Magic Man, thank you so much for the gift sub. For E-Room? I think that was what Chan was alluding to. Chan, thank you so much for the gift sub for E-Room. E-Room, you can now enjoy the emotes and ad-free. So thank you. E-Room says, Chan, way cool. Thanks for the sub. No ads. Lol. That's right. Okay. So, as per usual, I'm going to warm up with a brand new trick. I was going to say before anybody gets here, but it looks like we have, at least everybody that's here, I think, is part of the normal crowd. So, usual regulars. If I mess up, you know, not too crazy. Turkey Blaine, welcome in. How's it going? Hello, no, I'm just pulling into work. I'll try to catch more of the stream once I get settled in. Thank you so much, Turkey Blaine, for checking in, and definitely have a good and safe time at work. So take care. We'll see you later. Peekaboo Draws says, normal. Welcome in, Peekaboo Draws. Man, it's getting way more crowded in here than I normally used to at this time. I even started a few minutes early, not like that much earlier. It was like a few minutes, so. But anyway. Oh, yeah, let's do shoutouts. So, guys, if you're not following our friend E-Room, E-Room is known as the Pope of Indiana and also has a variety of different streams. We'll stream things in real life around and where he lives. We'll stream community games. We'll stream opening Kinder eggs to see if he gets more things of his collection. But E-Room is a strong supporter of Magic Twitch, so definitely give E-Room a follow. Guys, you're not following our friend Peekaboo Draws. Peekaboo Draws is an artist, has streamed art before. I've seen it. Definitely catch Peekaboo Draws as well. And also Peekaboo Draws is a mod for Chan, so definitely give Peekaboo a follow. Guys, you're not following our friend Durkee Blaine. Durkee Blaine is a variety gamer on Twitch, but is also a magician. I have seen Durkee Blaine perform a trick on stream, but mostly on Durkee Blaine's YouTube. So otherwise, usually streaming video games. Guys, you're not following our friend and mod Gibson Lens, aka Bert. Please give Gibson Lens a follow. Gibson Lens is a pianist. Also has released his first album a couple months ago, and you can actually listen to the entire album for free in that link tree, Ungilded. Check it out. Let's see here. I'm just catching up. Thanks for all the hugs for everybody. Everybody hug everybody. Everybody follow everybody. And then also, guys, you're not following our friend and mod, Chan the Magic Man. Please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Chan the Magic Man, one of the other few magicians on Twitch that has a regular magic schedule. Give Chan a follow for Magic Mondays. All right, level 63 tonight. All right, let's see. And then, who else do we see that we didn't shout? Oh, yeah. Guys, you're not following our friend Charlie's Beats. Please give Charlie's Beats a follow. Charlie's Beats. I know Charlie as a music Twitch famous chatter. That's what I call him now. But Charlie has streamed before. Maybe we'll see Charlie stream again in the future. Who knows? But, oh, Chan is 13 people away from 1K followers. I would hope that everybody here is already following Chan. But if you're not following Chan, help Chan get to 1K. All right. Okay. That was a mouthful, guys. Let me see. Let me just double check. Did we miss anybody? I think we got everybody right. Turkey Blaine says, Chan the Magic Man, that's awesome! I hope I got the right, intonation. Oh yeah, if anybody has been sitting around for a while and you have not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. All right, okay. Oh man, I've had a lot of water on stream, or at least mostly tea. Actually, I almost rarely have water on stream, don't I? I usually have tea. Okay, all right. So what I have here is a brand new trick, and we are going to try and do it. All right. So here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3. Now, each of these cards, they're different colors, but you'll see that they're blank. And when I put them into the pile, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. However, let's say I take this red one, right? And if I just place it on top of the deck, I need to snap. And that will change all of the cards to be red. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Now, this one is pink, so it's like a little bit different from the red one. And so, look, if I just snap, all of the cards become pink. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? And now, here's the interesting thing with the pink ones, right? So, what we're going to do is, we have this card, which is blank on both sides. And actually, all I have to do is snap. And actually now, every card is blank on both sides. And actually, if we take a look, and there we go. And that, my friends, is a brand new trick. I don't even remember the name of it right now. It's not coming to me. But I just learned it yesterday. So oh, it's called Bedazzled by Peter Duffy. That's right. It's called Bedazzled. Anyway, let me quickly catch up with chat here. What did I miss? Thanks for all the emotes, everybody. This is a lot of fun right now. Alstro Art, welcome in. How's it going, Alstro Art? Hello, says Alstro Art. Well, hello to you too. Oh, and then Alstro Art says, hello. I sit with a big smile. Thank you for the big emote, Alstro Art. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Alstro Art, Gibson Lens. E-Room says, nice one. Yeah, so that one was a little tricky to learn because everybody does it a little bit differently. Everybody uses like different cards. I didn't have the instructions. I basically just reverse engineered it. But like there's like 4 or 5 different performances on YouTube, and like there was like one guy that like had all this stuff. There was one guy that had a different set of colors. There was another kid that probably couldn't afford anything, so they used marker across a bunch of cards to like denote. And I'm like, man, made it a little tricky. So, same creator as Dazed. Yeah, right. Yep, that's right. So yeah, Peter Duffy also did Dazed. So, all right. So let's see. Next up, we have a request from Chan the Magic Man. Chan, thank you so much for the request. And let's go ahead and, we almost never use the jumbo cards. So let's go ahead and use the jumbo cards. Okay. Not jumbo cards. I mean jumbo index. When I say jumbo cards, I mean the index is big. I guess jumbo cards, I probably shouldn't use the word jumbo in this context because we do technically have redeems. I guess this trick would look a little ridiculous with the jumbo cards. Hold on. Do I have all... Hold on, wait. Let me... Before I get to this trick, do I have what it takes to do this with jumbo cards? Okay. Alright. Hold on. Alright, I'm willing to give this a try, but... So, free of charge. You guys don't have to redeem. As I struggle with taking cards out of the big box. Okay, and then make sure I'm not revealing the secrets of magic. Alright, good. You know what? It was my mistake. I said the word jumbo, and it was my fault. Let me take out the jokers before... I mean, I could do it with the jokers. It's just, if somebody hits a joker as a card selection, it's not very impressive. It's like, oh, because there's 2. Your sign is off. Oh yeah, my sign is off. I found that the sign is off was easier to read, but we can turn it on. There we go. It's harder to read with the light on, right? Okay. All right. Okay, guys, I'm willing to give this a shot. Here we go. Chicago opener jumbo style. Yeah, it is lol. Yep. That's okay. Maybe I'll turn it on here and we can turn it off later. Anyway. All right. So actually, before we get started, so this deck of cards is a jumbo deck of cards. These cards are about 4 times as big as regular poker-sized playing cards. It's a little bit narrower than 4, but basically that's how big one of these is. Okay, so first things first, the struggle of shuffling jumbo cards. Okay. Yep, just shuffling them is difficult. All right. Okay, next. Let me just give this a... Okay. All right. Next, we're going to need a selection. And so, let me see what the best way to spread this is. I cannot tell. All right, if somebody is on desktop, feel free to click directly on the screen. We should get a heat map, I think. Okay, all right, excellent. We have a selection. So here's our selection. All right, excellent. So here's the card. Thank you for feeding me a heat map. Delicious. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes and turn my head, and then hopefully you guys will be able to see and remember this card. So take a look at what card that is. Hopefully you have had a moment to look at it. I'm turning it back down, turning my head back. All right, Chan has got it. Excellent. Thank you for getting it, Chan. All right, now let's go ahead and lose this card into the middle of the deck, like so. All right. Peekaboo Draw says, card's too small. Couldn't see it. All right, Peekaboo. Saying it's too small. Come on. Come on now. I know what Peekaboo's trying to say. Chan made me do it. Peekaboo's just trying to say, size does matter. That's what Peekaboo's trying to say. Okay, all right, there we go. Now, your card is lost in the middle of the deck, but we're going to be able to try and find... Hey, says Peekaboo. All right. All right, let's go ahead and try and find your card, but let's do it the easy way because I'm lazy. So, there it is. All right, that snap was not very good, but just try... Okay, that was a lot better. There we go. So here we go. All right, just spreading these cards is a challenge. Aha, there we go. There it is. All right, but actually that's the only card in the deck that is red backed. So important question. What was the card? The 2 of diamonds. Excellent. I'm glad you chose the 2 of diamonds because if I show you, what we have here is indeed the 2 of diamonds. Excellent. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and leave the 2 of diamonds over there for a second. And then let's go ahead and... Okay. All right. Now we're going to need a second card selected, okay? And so you just go. Let's just go through the deck here. And why don't we have somebody once again click on any one of these cards, blue backed cards, and we'll do it a second time. Okay, we've got this one. All right, excellent. So not this one over here. If we had gone one more, it would have been that. If we had gone one less, it would have been that. But instead, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close my eyes, turn my head, cough, and then I'll show you guys this card. All right, I'm going to place it down. Okay, I'm going to look back. All right, making sure. Does somebody have it? All right, okay. It looks like we've got a couple people got it. All right, both Chan and Peekaboo got it. Okay, cool. I'm just going to go ahead and stuff it in the middle of this deck here. And it's just occurred to me I might have messed this up. Because, hold on. Let me see here. You know what? I know why. Because the cards are so big, they have messed me up, okay? All right. So here's what we're going to do. We'll find your card, and then we're going to have another selection get picked, okay? All right. So it's kind of like I'm redoing the trick. All right. So importantly, what was your card again? This new one, the second one? The Six of Hearts. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, so here we go. The recovery. I will show you that, look, we have the Six of Hearts. Okay. Now, importantly, now it's like we started the trick over again. Just a little bit. Okay. Okay. All right. This might be a little bit easier this time. Let me go ahead and try and do it this way. Okay. Okay. I'm going to riffle my finger through the deck. Somebody say stop. So get ready to say stop somewhere in chat. I'll go as slow as I can. I might have to start over. We got stop? Okay, excellent. Right here? Okay, great. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you this card. Closing my eyes, turning my head, coughing. All right. Turning my head back. Hopefully somebody's got it. Got it. Okay, excellent. Peekaboo's got it. All right, great. So now, here's what we have to do. We are going to go ahead and have your card change into a red back again. Ready? So here we go. All right, this is not looking good. I know we're not even halfway yet, but pro tip, if anybody wants to impress people, don't use jumbo cards. Okay, all right, important question. When I mess up a trick, who do I bring out to fix this? I bring out our handy-dandy friend, the true magical talent of the stream, the deck sock. E-Room says, got it. Oof. Okay, all right, here we go. Deck sock, do your magic. Yes, the magic that I need you to do right now. Yes? Okay, all right. So, deck sock says he's done it. And so, now, there should be a red card. Hey guys. It's okay. Go ahead and tell me what your card was now. Where's your card? It's okay to tell me. Okay, Chan says 7 of clubs. Okay. The deck sock has told me that the 7 of clubs isn't in the deck anymore. And it is red backed. So, oh, the deck sock is now touching this card. But wait, we saw this was like a 2 of diamonds and then a 6 of hearts? And wait, Now it is a 7 of clubs. What? What? Decksock, thank you. Thank you so much for recovering. What? Thanks for clearing that, Chan. Thank you kindly for the emotes. E-Room, Peekaboo Draws, Gibson Lens, Chan the Magic Man. Chan says, mind blown. Thanks for the mind blown, Chan. Actually, Chan, was that the very first time you've ever seen somebody do that trick with jumbo cards? Because if so, you got to see it here first. Thank you kindly for the claps. Peekaboo Draws, E-Room, Gibson Lens. I think so. All right, sweet. First time, yeah. If I could get achievements for real-life magic tricks, I would probably have a few of them. I can almost guarantee you that nobody has ever done the Hellraiser trick with Hellraiser-themed stuff before. I probably got that achievement, too. The first time seeing it done 3 times in a row. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so Chan, if you ever see and realize that, oh no, you probably messed up at some point, that's a way in which you could recover or extend the trick. So actually, even if you didn't mess up, you can actually extend the trick doing it that way. But then if you do mess up, you can extend the trick and recover. All right, why did I say dance? I mean, look, all magical performances are like a choreographed dance, and if I misstep over here, then this person won't do-si-do with me, and I won't get my dance for the night, okay? That's... All right, I'm not going to lie, that was a little challenging, but it was fun. I thought it was fun. All right. Okay, so that was cool. So I have some new stuff that I bought that I could show on stream. Anyway, the queue is empty. If anybody wants to request any tricks, you're welcome to. If not, let me go ahead and start showing you what I have purchased. So, there was a sale on one of these websites where I can buy nice premium decks of cards, and I have purchased a brick. So, a brick is 12 decks, and then I bought a couple of extra, mostly because I would get free shipping. So, basically, if I just bought this, no free shipping. Add this, free shipping. And I'm like, okay. Or just pay for like half of this for shipping. And I'm like, all right. I'll get free shipping. But let me show you all of the decks that I've gotten. You may have seen some of these before. So these are Avengers decks. And before I have the purple and red ones. This one is the green Avengers deck. This one is the blue Avengers deck. Then next up, you guys also know I'm a fan of Star Trek and Star Wars, so I did not have these before. So this is the Mandalorian version 2. I'm not sure why it's different from version 1, so I'll have to take a look. And then there is the Star Wars Come to the Dark Side version of the Darth Vader. And then, of course, we have Star Trek, which I did have Star Trek cards before. Same thing, except that I have the light colored ones. These are the dark colored ones. Next up, we have... Oh yeah, this will go along with the Avengers a little bit. Guardians of the Galaxy. And then we have Deadpool. By the way, none of these are open yet, so if anybody wants to see one, let me know. I can open it right on stream. Okay, now we're going to get into some other stuff. So, if you guys like movies, this one is specifically about a movie, Wonka. So, it's Willy Wonka based deck. And then, next up, we've got 4 different colors of the same deck, But this one is not at all related to movies or nerdy geeky things. It's all related to music. And so these are all, let me spread these out so I have some room to put them on. The Beatles. So it's the Beatles in blue, the Beatles in green, the Beatles in pink, and the Beatles in orange or light colored pink. And then we have, this goes back to nerdy and geeky, Rick and Morty. And then this is actually, the final deck in this box is actually, I would have gotten this box earlier, except that my order somehow included a deck that they ran out of stock on, and they had to refill the orders and reprint a bunch of decks. And so this was delayed because of this deck, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles deck. And so I was like, yo, nice, okay. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to wait for it, because I did get it at a slight discount, but yeah, and that's it. So the unfortunate part is that this box only fits 12 decks, and I purchased 14. So, sweet! All right. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and crack one open. If we don't see anybody requesting something, then I'll just open one and show it off. So there we go. All right, so we have seen the Avengers ones before, and we've seen the Star Trek one before, so I don't know how those would be different. Let's see here. You know what? Let's open up a unique one that we would have not seen before. Actually, you know what? I should open the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one, because that's the one that delayed the whole box. So I'm like, all right, it better have been worth it. So I've got my little pocket knife here. Fun story, I've had this pocket knife for many years. It was not originally mine, but I found it in a messenger bag that I picked up while dumpster diving. Yeah, and depending on where you live, dumpster diving may be illegal, depending. All right, I'm glad I didn't just stab myself there. But yeah, back in my college days, a bunch of us would go out dumpster diving in the nearby town and grab just whatever we could find. Not everything, obviously. We would have had to have wanted it, but we had quite a few good finds, I would say. But to this very day, I still have this little pocket knife that I use for, it's like a letter opener, a knife cutter. I cut open like tape from like Amazon packages with it and stuff. Let's see. Peekaboo Draw says sweet. Oh yeah, in reference to one of these decks. I'm imagining you're not saying sweet to the pocket knife, because it's not really that amazing, the pocket knife. But it's handy to have like a little knife. But some of our biggest finds from dumpster diving back in the day, we found a full set of Norton antivirus with CD key. For anybody who doesn't know, you used to have to pay for your antivirus, and it was protected behind keys, and things were distributed on CDs. We found a fully operational vacuum cleaner, which we took back to the dorm floor, and it was used as a vacuum cleaner on the floor. We found a nice glass pane that we put on like soda crates, and that was our coffee table for a year. Let's see. All right, so let me just make some space, just so we can see some of these here. A useful thing to have, yeah, definitely. Some of the other guys on the dorm floor got really creative, so they actually grabbed 2 sets of skis that they were able to find. They were like super beat up skis, but like you wouldn't ski with them, but they were still perfectly good as like a structural. So what they did was they got like planks of wood, and they used the 4 skis as like um, the legs of a shelf, and they basically made a shelving unit out of the 4 skis and just these planks of wood. And so I was like, whoa, that's a super cool idea. So, all right. So here's a Joker. So that's a pizza box. If you didn't know, the original Ninja Turtles loved pizza. Actually, I shouldn't say the original, because the original Ninja Turtles was a comic book. And I only know about it from the reference of the 90s well, actually, it started in the 80s, but the 80s cartoon. All right, so here's the Ace of Spades. Looks like all the pineapple pizza, says Gibson Lens. Yeah. And so let's see. So the spades mostly looks like spades. They have like this nice gradient. It almost makes it look shiny, but actually if you look really close, it's basically just like a two-color black and gray gradient. But it looks kind of interesting. So we've got Splinter as the Joker. We've got an April O'Neil, I think. Will there be different versions of April O'Neil? We have Michelangelo. I think that's Michelangelo. Yeah. So from here, it looks like Michelangelo. If I look at the camera, it looks like Raphael, but that's actually Michelangelo. Chan says, "Ooh." Peekaboo says, "Grabby hands." Oh, was it because I was talking about the gradient? All right, and then the Ace of Diamonds is the turtle mobile. So the diamonds have a little bit of the gradient. It's not as prominent because it just looks like, so the top and bottom are like a maroon, and then the center is red, and the gradient is not as I would say it's not as contrasting. So, and then we've got the Jack of Diamonds is Krang. That's kind of an interesting picture of Krang. So Krang is normally inside of this robot's like torso, but I guess because if they're just doing the head, we wouldn't see the torso. So I guess they had to put Krang like on the shoulder or something. Then I'm not sure who the Queen of Diamonds is. That could be one of the new characters from one of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I'm not familiar with. It looks like either a cat person or a person with a cat mask on. I can't tell. And then we've got King of Diamonds being Donatello. And then we have King of Clubs is Leonardo. And then I don't know who the Queen of Clubs is. There we go. Sometimes my camera. Then we've got, what was that? Shredder! One of the many forms of Shredder. And look, the clubs, just like the spades, have the very prominent gradient that makes it look shiny. Like that's just so good. I don't know why they wouldn't do it for also the other suits, the red suits. And then we have the turtle blimp for the Ace of Clubs. And then we have Raphael for the King of Hearts, which, strangely enough, I would not associate Raphael with the King of Hearts. So, let's see. E-Room says Elvira. Hold on, let's go back. All right. I mean, if Elvira was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I guess I could be Elvira. Sounds legit, says Peekaboo Draws. Sounds legit. All right, and then we've got Raphael, King of Hearts, and then we have a different version of Michelangelo for Queen of Hearts, and then we have Casey Jones for Jack of Hearts. So there we go. And then once again, all of the hearts. Oh, and the Ace of Hearts is a skateboard. It's the bottom of a skateboard with a Ninja Turtle on it. So there we go. All right, guys. So that is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles deck plus Elvira. All right, let's give these a shuffle. See how they feel. You know, now that we have this open, should I do a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles card trick? I should probably do a card trick with them, right? So here's 3 of the turtles, 4 turtles. Oh, they were almost all right next to each other. Okay, all right, let's see. Wait. Okay, I've got one. Wait, so we need to find 3 enemies. So we've got Shredder, we've got Krang, and then let's see. Who else was a bad guy here? I actually don't know. Can we make Elvira a bad guy? I don't know if she's actually a bad guy, but all right, and then Elvira. Okay, there we go. So here I've set aside the 4 Ninja Turtles. They're going to be the heroes that save everybody at the end. And then we've got our 3 villains, Elvira, Krang, and Shredder. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put Elvira into the deck. She's going to be lost, and we're going to put Shredder into the middle of the deck. And then we're going to put Krang into the deck. And they're all placed into 3 different parts. And now they're going to run around the world and hopefully get lost. But our Ninja Turtles are really great at capturing them by the end of the day. And so let's go ahead and have them capture our villains. And so look, Raphael, he's usually the first to get out of the sewer because he's like, I want to get out of here. Actually, if anybody saw the first Ninja Turtles movie, he makes a mistake and starts walking around by himself. And you don't walk around by yourself, all right? So anyway, okay. But now, if you take a look, now the 3 turtles are remaining. And so now they're like, hey, where's Raph? You know, Michelangelo would say, where's Raph? And so they're trying to look for Raph. And Michelangelo goes and tries and find Raph. And he finds out, hey, they're trying to look for the villains, except that the villains just aren't around. And so now we only see a couple of turtles. Now Donatello says, hey, we need to find out where the other turtles went. And so he goes and tries to find them. Unfortunately, Leonardo is left by himself, and the other turtles are nowhere to be found. And so he has to go out and figure out where they went. He ends up discovering them in a lair, and they're all currently captured because you can't find them, but because the Ninja Turtles are very resourceful and they're great at working together. Once they realize the dilemma that they're in, they use their teamwork. The power of teamwork, guys, as opposed to the power of friendship. Anyway, and they end up breaking out and they end up capturing some villains. In this case, they found 3 villains amongst them. And so, our 3 villains are Elvira. Sorry, Elvira. Shredder. And Krang. And that, my friends, is Apex Aces, but themed as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So there we go. Starring Elvira. Guest star. Okay, from now on and forever, I don't know who this is, but she will be known as Elvira. Thanks, E-Room. Because I don't know. Thank you kindly for the applause. Chan the Magic Man, thanks for the claps. Peekaboo, E-Room, Chan. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. That was pretty funny. All right, let me see here. Oh yeah, let me go ahead, and I do want to have the statistics for that. So let's go ahead and do that. And then Chan says, Lark. All right, thanks for hopping in, Chan. Have a good night. Sleep well. Take care, Chan. We'll see you later. Ooh, and then also we got a couple of extra cards. So what they would have is advertising cards. So they have the same back, and then on the front, if I didn't already know, this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles premium quality playing cards. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely bought them because I thought they were premium. If they were not premium, I would not have wanted them. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So I do have 4 of these Beatles ones. So let's go ahead and open up one of these Beatles ones. Anybody have a preference in color that they would like to see? Let me know. Otherwise, we'll have to random it. But if anybody wants to see a specific color, now's the time. Let me know. The great thing about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and like a deck of cards is that there's 4 suits, there's 4 turtles. Let's see. E-Room says Beatles Sub, which is a reference to the Beatles song Yellow Submarine, which surprisingly is probably my daughter's favorite Beatles song, only because it was played in music class. So, E-Room, does that mean you want to see the yellow one? Blue? Okay, all right. E-Room says blue. All right, we'll open blue. There we go. So, as you can probably tell, I'm opening them in a very specific way. So let me explain my process here. So there's this tab that goes around the entire top and will make it easy to rip off. The problem is the tab doesn't stick out most of the time. And so I have to like cut it with a knife so that I can get hold of it and start the rip. So we're going to do that first. And then when I rip it around, I'm trying to leave as much of the cellophane on the bottom as possible, so I'm not trying to get rid of it. I'm just trying to take this off. Because, for anybody who's been on stream before, it's useful for a magician to sometimes be able to tuck cards into the case. And so it also protects the box better, so I don't see why that also isn't a good reason to keep it on. Oh no, this one had one of those like plastic hanging things on it. Alright, there we go. So I do this first. That's garbage, as we sometimes lovingly call it garbo in my household. Which now my kid says garbo, so I'm like, ah. And then next up we have this sticker. So some people just like to cut it just straight across. I don't like that because then there's this small tab cut out. And so what I will do is I will press on that sticker to basically crease along the edge. And then you saw me do it with the Ninja Turtles one. So like I'm gonna cut it basically exactly along where this is, because it will maintain the sticker like look, but then sometimes the boxes are difficult to open, so that sticker adds a layer of thickness so that I don't wear that part of the box away as quickly as if it was like a thinner box. So yeah, I like my playing cards, so very particular about how I open them up. I had to open one up like without my knife, and I was like, oh, it's not gonna be nice. Gibson Lens says Greta Garbo. All right, let's see. This is what the Beatles deck looks like. All right, so first things first. Oh, we have a couple of. So here's what the Beatles bonus like advertisement cards are. So the Theory 11 Beatles Premium Playing Cards, and Theory 11 presents the Beatles. What does that say? The Fab Four. Oh, okay. And so that's what. And I believe all of the Beatles decks will be the same, just that the color will be different, but the design is pretty much the same. Yeah. Okay, so Jokers, we've got 2 identical Jokers. Magicians like that they're identical. There we go. Ace of Spades. All right. Okay, here we go. So this is a spade. It looks a little bit weird at first because I guess they're putting like this, I don't know, this flower or watery plume that comes out of the center. Oh, yeah, the walrus? Yeah, the walrus. That's right. There you go. The walrus. Also referencing the walrus song, the Beatles song. Okay. All right. I'm not going to try and hazard a guess as to everybody. Is this Lennon? So there's the Jack of Spades, Queen of Spades, Cuckoo Cachoo, says E-Room, and the King of Spades. So there we go. I can lay these out right there. Then here we have the Ace of Diamonds. Wow, I don't know what it is, but my camera is like focusing today. Oh my god, the diamonds also have like this little flower plume thing of a different color in there. And the diamond red isn't that prominently red. It almost looks more like a it might kind of look red on camera, but like in real life it's like a slightly lighter red, almost peach color. All right, and then we've got Jack, Queen, and King. E-Room says Rocky Raccoon. Okay, and then we've got King, Queen, and Jack. And then we have, so that's super interesting because the clubs, so the spade had blue in it, and I was thinking, oh, maybe that's because of the blue deck, but now they all have different colors. The diamonds had this like yellowish color inside, and then the clubs have this. It looks a little red on camera, but it's actually like more of a magenta, so it's almost purple in real life. Oh yeah, I don't know if we looked at the. Oh yeah, we saw the raccoon. Here's the ace of clubs. That's the octopus. And then we have the king, the queen, and the jack. That's so weird. So the hearts have the same color scheme where it's like its colors basically match the diamonds pretty much almost exactly. But the clubs and the spades are different. Oh, is it because maybe they thought that people would have? But I mean, why wouldn't you just not make the same, something similar for? It's so useful to have them be different looking. And then there's the ace of hearts, and that is the blackbird, right? Blackbird from the song Blackbird. E-Room says Octopus's Garden. I don't know if I'm familiar with Octopus's Garden as the song, but hold on. I assume that that's referencing this guy right here. There you go. Yeah, Blackbird. That's right. Cool. All right, and that is. Let's give this a riffle. Oh, these are a little bit stiff. Let me try going the other way. Oh, okay, there we go. That was good. Oh, that felt good. Let me describe the smell to you. Oh, brand new playing card deck smell. Let's see. Peekaboo Draws has a squishy emote. Yeah, so these look nice. I do have that little complaint that the hearts and the diamonds aren't as distinct as the clubs and the spades. I don't know why they wouldn't just make them either the same or actually just go overboard and just make them all different. All right, so that is the Beatles deck. So I'm not going to be as well versed as at the Beatles. I could probably name, let me see. So John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, George Harrison. Right. So those are four. I know that they were called the Silver Beatles initially. Billy Preston, the fifth Beatle. Was Billy Preston one of the original four when they were the Silver Beatles and then eventually got replaced by somebody? Was he a drummer and then got replaced by Ringo? Is that? Oh no, a later Beatle. Oh Pete. Oh Pete Best was the original drummer. Okay, okay, all right. Yeah, I may have heard that before, but that did not stick in my mind. So, oh, okay. Billy Preston is a later Beatle. I see. Okay, gotcha. All right. Let's see. What could we do? What could we do with the Beatles? Oh, okay. You know what? We haven't done this trick really in a long time because I don't really have it on the list because it's actually very tough to show without like a spectator. But let's do it anyway. All right. So first things first. Let's pretend that when the Silver Beatles first did a show, um, they they basically sold out. They sold out of all their tickets, and so tickets, let's say, were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's pretend that all of those were how much their tickets were. Now, if you were here, I would just ask you to go ahead and place your hand on top, and we are going to try and make inflation happen. So as the Beatles got way more popular, they actually had their ticket prices go skyrocket way up. So we're just going to go ahead and make all of their tickets prices go way up. So they weren't just $10 anymore. They were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, $18. And so now their ticket prices were $18. But some people are like, oh, okay, well, perhaps uh, they didn't include tax or something. Okay, so if you were here, you could once again put your hand on top, and let's go ahead and you could say stop somewhere. Let's say you said stop here. Okay, and so we're gonna try and guesstimate the taxes. And so, by the way, if you've been sitting around for a while and you have not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. Oh yeah, I'm drinking a new herbal tea. Well, it's new to me. It's a um, cinnamon apple tea. So, all right. So here we go. We think that the taxes they had to collect on the $18 ticket price is $2. $2? Yeah, that's a two, right? Two. Okay. So let's go ahead and just fire two off into the POS there. 1 and 2, or the Volkswagen pictured on Abbey Road album. Awesome. But now, if you were here, you can count it yourself. So uh, you could take your hand off, and my hands are empty, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then, of course, estimated 19, 20. And so, yeah. Now, as it turns out, over time, they would, at first, they would sell out their shows. Let's say they had like 4 shows per season. However, over time, they would end up having more shows, right? More shows per season. And so, look, here's what would happen, right? With their 1, 2, 3, 4 shows, they would do a show, and then everybody would be demanding, hey, we want more shows. And so they're like, okay. So they add one. And so here we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 shows. Okay, so they need to add more shows. So they ended up doing their second show, and now they should have 3 shows left on the agenda, right? 1, 2, 3. But look, all they need to do is hear from some of the fans, and they're so demanding. They're fans, right? They're like, please give us another show. Okay, so they add another show, and so they have 1, 2, 3, 4 shows. And so, all right, that's fine. Okay, so now they go and do their third show. And so look, now there's only 1, 2, 3 shows on their calendar, but they need to add another show, and so they're going to go ahead and add a fourth show again. So now there's 4 shows on 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And so, and at this point, it's just a pattern. So they're like, oh man, we're getting tired, but oh, the success, it feels so great. So they're like, okay, let's add another show. So they do the fourth show, and still 1, 2, 3, 4. So they add another show. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finally they just keep on trucking through until they realize, wait, there's no more shows. That's their life. But you know what? the following year, they get to do way more shows. Way more shows. And so here, they'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shows. Yep. And then they'll go and do, and at this point, they stop keeping track of how many shows they do. And so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shows. Then they do another show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shows. 1, 2, 3, 4 shows. 1, 2, 3 shows. 1, 2 shows. 1 show. And then they're all done. And you know what? At this point, they're famous. That, my friends, is my rendition of a couple of tricks with the Beatles cards, themed as Beatles getting successful, I guess, is probably the most accurate way to describe that. Oh, I should probably brush up on some Beatles history and then come up with a trick, like, formally, instead of just winging it like that. But like, I had known that there was a different original drummer, but I didn't know his name. I mean, I know his name now, Pete Best, but so thank you for educating me, chat. Thank you for teaching me. Let's see here. Magician's choice, and then let me do that again. Magician's choice. Okay, boom, boom. All right, cool. We got statistics. All right, excellent. Thank you kindly for the claps, E-Room. All right. Okay, all right. So we've opened up a Beatles deck. We've opened up a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles deck. All right, coming back down. Let's see. Is there any other deck that anybody else wanted to see for any reason? Let me know. We can open that one up. Um, let's see. Things that I would be equipped to tell stories about. Star Wars and Star Trek. I could probably do an Avengers one. So I haven't seen as much of Rick and Morty as I would have liked. Willy Wonka, I've technically seen all the movies. I am most familiar with the first one, the one that's called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Star Wars, says E-Room. Okay, all right, so one of those two. Actually, let me first quickly open the Mandalorian, but we're probably not going to do the trick related to the Mandalorian. And then we'll open up this one, and I'll do a dark side, like a dark side themed trick. Come on. All right, don't cut myself, Nom. Don't cut myself. All right, so here is V2 of the Mandalorian. There is a strong chance that there's basically going to be nothing that's different, so I don't know. And if there is nothing that's different, then, well, I have an extra of a deck, which is sometimes good for being a magician. You don't know how powerful it is to have like a duplicate deck of something that people think you only have one of. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All right. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. The Jokers are already different. That looks the same. The face cards look different. Oh, actually, all of the aces and face cards, I think, are different. Well, maybe not completely different, but different enough. Yeah. Okay, so they do have more variety. Interesting. Oh, and the backs are different too. Interesting. Okay, and now let's open up the Star Wars Come to the Dark Side. Oh my god, this one actually has a pull tab that I can I access it? Oh my god, I can almost get it. This would be like a miracle if I can snag this. Oh my god, I got the pull tab the intended way it was supposed to be gotten. This is now winning for the day just because the pull tab worked. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, look at how easy that is when the pull tab works. Works the way that was. E-room, thank you so much for the applause. I assume that was for the pull tab, because clearly I didn't do any magic just now. So, actually, unless you believe that the pull tab is magic, which in some ways it is. Like if you think about how like people must have had to open things when plastic was first invented, it's like those things where everything is completely covered and it's not user friendly at all. There's no way to like open it unless like you get like a pen or a knife or something. It's like we have evolved as a species. I can now open up this plastic covered thing that then sheds microplastics everywhere. I know. I'm sorry. I feel guilty, but I mean everything is sold with plastic. All right. So let's see what. Oh, what is this? Okay. So these are our um, like extra cards. So these would be the equivalent of like the advertising cards. Now here we have a Joker, Jabba the Hutt, and the other Joker is a probe droid. There we go. Then we have Ace of Spades, which features the Death Star. And then we have our spades. So each individual spade looks like it has two halves, and it almost looks like it has like a helmet visor, whether you think that's like a Mandalorian cutout or like it could be argued that it's like one of the Imperial like helmets, maybe for pilots and things. So that's what those look like up through 10. Here's Jack, which is General Grievous. It's a droid that has 4 arms and can wield 4 lightsabers, which is insane. Um, this is a I forget. Well, I can't tell if this is like supposed to be white or silver, but it might be like a Death Trooper. So that's just a specific stormtrooper that is silver. Here is Darth Vader. Of course, everybody knows Darth Vader. And then here's a ship, the Ace of Diamonds. I forget whose ship that is. It looks like an interceptor class. It's not Darth Vader's though. And then let's see, we've got the diamonds that also have like a similar visor setup, and the pips are cut in half to be red and silver. And then I believe this is General Thrawn. There's not that many blue characters in the Imperial. Let's see here. I'm not sure I'm familiar with who this is. If anybody knows, let me know. It's Queen of Diamonds. I don't know which character that is. Then King of Diamonds is Darth Maul. Famous for, spoilers, defeating Qui-Gon Jinn. I mean, the movie's been out for like 20, 30 years? I don't even know. 25 years? Somewhere between 25 and 30 years. Statute of limitations. And then we have Emperor Palpatine. As the King of Clubs. And then we have Aura Singh as the Queen of Clubs. So actually, I thought that Aura Singh was actually part of the expanded universe. And she was initially, but then there's actually a clip of her, not a clip of her, but like she's actually featured in um, episode, I forgot, episode 1, I think during um, the speeder bike race, and so therefore now she's made it into canon just because of that. So, and then this is Darth Sidious, or no, sorry, not Darth Sidious, Darth. Hold on, am I right? Is this Darth Sidious or is this what's the other guy? What's the new Darth name? Snoke's? Is this Snoke's? I think it's Snoke's, right? I'm trying to reach my memory. Remember, it's been a while since I've seen all of the movies. As another TIE fighter. And then this is, oh, I should know his name. What's his name? And then Queen of Hearts. Is that Rey? That can't be Rey, right? Because this is like the dark side deck. Because here's Ben Solo. Oh wait. Oh, this is weird. One of the heads is helmeted, and then the other one is not. So Alec Guinness as Gibson Lens. Yeah. Who did Alec Guinness play? What was his character's name? Ephraim says no idea. Yeah, I know, no idea, right? Like, and then Ace of Hearts is a Star Destroyer. I guess they're just trying to say Heart Star Destroyer. Thanks for the lurk, Turkey Plane. Obi-Wan? Is this Obi-Wan? Can it be Obi-Wan? No, because I don't know. Do these tell me anything? No, there's no like additional information. So, all right. So we're confused at a few of these, but all right. So here, let me start with Jabba and a probe droid, and then let me see. All right, I gotta come up with a trick. Hang on. OB2, says E-Room. Yeah, you know what? You're right. It's OB2. Star Wars, starring Elvira and OB2. Gibson Len says, I don't know my Star Wars. Yeah, I guess apparently I don't know my Star Wars either because there's a couple people I didn't know. Yeah, he played Obi-Wan. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, let me see what I can come up with for a trick here. So let's see. We're gonna need, oh, I don't know. And then, yep. And then, let me see. And then, okay. Okay. All right. All right. Let me begin with. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. First things first. We can just give this a little mix here. Okay. So all the bad guys decide to have a conference. However, they need to figure out where they're going to be meeting at. And as it turns out, we have our two jokers here, Jabba the Hutt and a probe droid. Now, Jabba the Hutt decides, hey, having it at Jabba's palace here in Tatooine would be best for me. So he sends a probe droid out to try and call all of the Dark Sith. And so that's basically what they're going to end up doing. And so here we go. The first Dark Sith that Jabba and the probe droid are going to get, they're going to pull out, in this case, it is Ben Solo. So there's Ben Solo. Now, they were able to just grab him because they were within near close proximity. However, they're going to need to reach out and find the next Sith a little bit further away, and not just through space, but through time, because well, this one had died, and so, but if they just go back in time, so here's where the present is, but if they go back, they'll be able to find, I don't know if you can tell, but they were able to find Darth Maul. However, now getting to the next Sith is a little bit difficult because it's going to be Darth Vader, and so they need a way to get to Darth Vader, and so they're going to need to go undercover, and so they can't be seen because they're going to invite Darth Vader as the Sith to the party, and this probe droid sent the message. Now finally, Jabba and the probe droid are going to communicate and find Emperor Palpatine, who is going to then lead this secret meeting. There he is, at Jabba's palace on Tatooine. There we go. Okay, evil dark side Sith meeting has begun. And let's see, that was... Alright, let me add for my statistics. Boom. Okay, excellent. Thank you kindly for the claps, E-Room. Alright, so that was the dark side deck. You know actually which one I probably want to open? I think I want to open Wonka. So let's hop back over here. So here's the Wonka deck. So the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Willy Wonka was played by Gene Wildman. I was about to say Gene Hackman. I'm like, that's not the correct Gene. Gene Wilder. Which, rest in peace, Gene Hackman and Gene Wilder. Okay, so see, there's no pull tab on this one. It's not, I cannot access it. So I'd have to use the knife here to make the clean cut. But anyway, one of my favorite songs, like from movies, is in this movie. As you can guess, it is Pure Imagination. Alright, don't cut myself now. Don't cut yourself, Nam. Okay, there we go. But when I started, so I bought a MIDI piano for my kid, and one of the first things I tried to teach myself is just the beginning melody to Pure Imagination. So. Come on. There we go. Okay, don't mess up. Yeah, rip Gene Hackman. Yeah, I don't know under the circumstances of his death, although it seemed like they were all natural causes, but like his wife also passed away like within the week before he passed away, right? Like on his property. It's kind of sad. Oh, I guess this is an important question for Gibson Lens. Bert, have you seen the original uh, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Or sorry, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Man, I forget which one of the first ones. The original one, the one from like the 70s, I think is when it came out. Was it 70s or 80s? I don't remember. Okay, so here's the advertisement cards. Oh, dude, one of the advertising cards is it looks like a golden ticket, but it has a quote on it. It's not the chocolate that matters. And then, of course, saying that this is a premium deck of cards. Gibson Len says, yes, that showed at my school. Oh, awesome. I also first time saw it at school, and then I proceeded to watch it. So, like, a period at school was not long enough to see the whole movie. So unless they, ran across another one. All right, so here we've got two jokers that are Oompa Loompas in a jar. So tiny Oompa Loompas. And then here is the Ace of Spades. And then each individual spade pip almost kind of has like, it looks like a little maze on each pip. And that is the same for all of them. And then here we have different characters. So if you remember, which by the way, I don't remember everybody's name. So there's the Jack of Spades, Queen of Spades. Was her character Violet? I think her character was Violet, right? And then one of the parents. And then, oh, that was interesting. Actually, if you guys didn't see it, there was a piece of card edge that wasn't clean. Oh, you can't see it on the camera. Anyway. But here is the Ace of Diamonds. Gibson Les is Violet Beauregard. Yeah, that's it. That's right. They made such a big deal about some of the names. But yeah, Violet Beauregard sounds about right. So here we've got diamonds. These diamonds look pretty nice. Like from far away, it almost looks like they're like gems. And if you look up close, it's just focus. There we go. So yeah, each one has like a center that's like an interesting design with like a circle that's more intricate, like right around it. And I'm like, wow, that's actually surprisingly detailed. Jack of Diamonds. Is that is this Charlie's grandpa or is this one of the other parents? I don't remember. Queen of Diamonds. King of Diamonds. E-Room says, I've never seen the movies. Well, you don't need to start, E-Room. It's okay. I don't think anybody will be like, oh, you've never seen that movie? I mean, I guess some people might be, but... King of Clubs. Queen of Clubs. Jack of Clubs. And actually, so yeah, I showed you the spades, the diamonds, and now here's a club. So if you take a look, each individual club looks like there's a little mini maze on it that has a bunch of like swirls and stuff. And that little white circle at the top of the thing, that's not just a little circle, that's like a star. Like this deck is probably one of the fanciest pips. And the color scheme is a little bit different. I don't know if you can tell. The spades are a little bit pinkish, and then like the clubs are a little bit yellow. And then, all right, let's look at the hearts. All right, here's the Ace of Clubs, Slugworth. And then here is King of Hearts. Is that Willy Wonka? And then we've got Queen of Hearts. And then Jack of Hearts. And once again, let's take a look at the intricate design of a heart. So let's see, I would say, yeah, lots of little swirls. They almost look like fireballs a little bit. And then that little circle with maybe, it looks like a dot in there. That's actually the shape of a hat. That's actually the shape of a Willy Wonka hat inside of that little tiny circle in the middle there. And if we compare that to a diamond, yeah, it looks distinctly different. The diamonds are just like diamond red and white, and then the hearts are like, they're very curvaceous and like there's a yellow tint to it a little bit. I can't tell if it's yellow or pink or peach. But yeah, and then there's our Ace of hearts. Dude, the aces in this look amazing. They're all huge. They're all fancy. Hold on, let me see if we should. I almost feel like we should do some of the aces here. Oh, so I went to a friend's party the other day and showed a bunch of magic, and it was interesting because I hadn't seen some of my friends since they've had their kid, or I hadn't seen their kid for a long time. So like, there was this one young girl when I first met her like years ago. She was just like 4, and it's been like 4 years. She's 8 now, and I was like, and she actually spoke directly to me, like not being shy or anything. It's like, I remember you when I was little, and I'm like, really, you remember me? And it's like, because I was starting to do magic, and so I asked her, oh, do you want to see some magic tricks now? And so I showed her a bunch of magic tricks, and let me tell you, she was a tough cookie. She was very skeptical, like, oh, you must have had an extra card there. And to adults, I would say I would not confirm nor deny, but to her, I just proceeded with the trick because I'm like, how do I deal with an 8-year-old heckler? Like, I don't want to like bust her chops or anything. But anyway, yeah, I did a bunch of other things, and I think I'm sure I fooled her, but like I know that she knew that I did confirm with her. It's like, yeah, this isn't real magic. This is sleight of hand. I'm doing a performance, and hopefully it's for your enjoyment. And anyway, so Erum says, "Sit down, kid. Shut up." That's kind of almost what I was thinking in my head, except for the fact that like she's like a super cute girl, and I was like, oh my god, like my daughter is probably gonna be like her like in 4 years. And I'm like, whoa. That means my daughter is gonna heckle me. That's basically what I'm saying. Okay, all right. So we have the 4 aces here. I want to turn all of the 4 aces up because we're going to see what kind of new chocolates are here inside the Willy Wonka factory. And so, but you can't just see them looking through the window because, that's not going to work. You'll just see Willy Wonka stuff. You won't see all the secret stuff. In order to see everything, you've got to step in to the factory and get the full tour. And the full tour is magical. So one of the first new candy products that you see is going to be the Fickle Gruber. There you go. But then when you go into the next room, you see that the next new candy product is the Slugworth. Slugworth. Then you're going to go ahead and continue the tour. And in the next room, you're going to see the, what is that? The Prod Nose. The Prod Nose. But of course, we all know that the super secret room, you go into the next room and it doesn't look like that there's any new candy in there. And so you ask Willy Wonka, "Hey, what's up? What's up with this room?" And he does this hand wavy, wishy-washy. "Oh yeah, people are just working in this room. They're doing research. Pay no mind to the Oompa Loompas." And so you pay no mind to the Oompa Loompas, but you don't see any new candy. And of course, you want to see some new candy, so you look behind some of the corridors, some of the other doors, and you try and ask an Oompa Loompa, and you just say, "Oompa Loompa, doopity doo." And they say they've got like a song for us, but anyway, as it turns out, the flagship candy that you end up seeing at the end of the tour is still the Wonka bar, because that's how they'll still make all the money. Wonka bars. And that, my friends, is my handling and performance of a Twisting the Aces themed as taking a tour in Willy Wonka's factory. Thank you, Kylie, for the emotes and the claps. E-Room, Gibson Lens. That was fun. I like that one. Let's see here. So let's see. I did meet a few other people, and I did show them some magic tricks. They were adults, and then at the end, I was like, here's my YouTube channel. Go check it out if they wanted to see more. So that was fun. Thank you, Kelly, for the claps. Charlie's beats. All right, so there we go. Oh, I didn't give this deck a good shuffle yet, so let's give the Wonka deck a good shuffle. I was actually thinking, how the backs of the Willy Wonka, and I was like, would they make it look like a bar of chocolate? Because then you could play this game of like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open up a bar of chocolate. What'd you get? All right, like that. That'd be a fun game. Ooh, okay. These are a little bit new. I have to break them in a little bit. So one thing is, if you're handling cards, you might have seen cards that after a while they bend just one way. It's probably because the people who usually use the deck will either riffle in one way and then not bridge, or just bridge in one direction and then like they don't bend it in the opposite direction. So a lot of the cards that you'll see me use, I like to have flat cards, so I try and bend them back so that they're always relatively flat. But if you ever see a deck that's super curled, it's because they don't have the mind to just bend them both ways. Come on, bend them both ways, guys. I want to say bend it like Beckham, but that's not the reference that this is. Full disclosure, when I learned the phrase bend it like Beckham, it was because of a movie title, because I worked at a Blockbuster, and at the time I didn't know who Beckham was. Yeah. To me it was sports ball, remember. I don't pay much attention to sports ball. Okay, let's see. Any other decks anybody wants to see? Let's see. Here's all the no, wait, see. We already opened that one. Here's all the different ones. Another Beatles flavor. Gibson Len says, I've heard of that title. I've never seen the movie, and I'm not going to recommend it to you because it's about sports ball and I haven't seen it. I heard good things about it, but I don't want to risk. I don't want to officially recommend it to you. But you know what, Gibson Lens? I don't know if you have officially. I think I talked about it on your stream once, like in chat, but like, there's a movie that I love, and I don't know if you would like it per se, but it's like one of my favorite movies. But like, I don't know if I want to recommend it to you officially, because if you didn't like it, I'd be like, why don't you like it? Because I do realize that when I do know some of the criticisms of the movie, but uh, I will drop the titles just so that you are aware of it. But it is called The Game, starring Michael Douglas. That's like one of my favorite movies. So that's the movie I'm referring to, so that you are at least aware. But you don't have to watch it, because like I don't know what I would do. I'd be like, what, you don't like it? Oh. Like, I would probably be really upset at if you didn't like that one. So don't watch it. I know, just saying don't watch it almost makes you want to watch it, right? Don't watch it. Okay, all right. Let's see here. So Deadpool likes to break the fourth wall. I kind of want to see if his deck. Gibson Len says, I think you've mentioned it before. Ah, excellent. So you have at least heard of it before. So this would not be like completely brand new. But yeah, one of my favorite movies. Oh, this pull tab is messed up, guys. I would have been able to, but there's no way the camera's going to pick that up. So the pull tab is there, but it is folded inside of itself. So the pull tab is on the inside of the plastic instead of on the outside. And it's super like offset. So like it's up here and the other side is down here. So they messed up aligning this thing pretty bad. Oh my god, I don't even know which way to cut it now. I think maybe this is the most conservative way. Let's go this way, cut that way, and go from there. But I watched the first Deadpool movie actually, and I loved it. I wanted to see the second one. I've not yet seen the second one. And I know there was like and then there was a Deadpool and Wolverine, right? I haven't seen that either. I'm sure I would probably like it, but have not watched them. Oh, slightly new thing to mention. Oh, hold on. I should probably have this on camera. Slightly new thing to mention. Remember the Netflix series that I was obsessed with that I ended up like binge watching over like a week and a half or so. Season 2 has just begun and it's airing one episode per week for a while. It's called The Devil's Plan. And so I watched the first season. It was amazing. And I plan on watching the second season. I don't know if I want to start yet or if I want to wait until the whole thing's out. But I intend to watch it. So if anybody's into board games or puzzle rooms or that kind of thing, and you don't mind watching Korean language stuff, I mean, it's dubbed in English, but the first season was not dubbed very well, in my opinion. But I was told by somebody who's watching it now that it's dubbed better now. Alright, hang on. Let me get this part. And there we go. Okay. Whew. That was tough. You have suggested Deadpool. I did enjoy Deadpool. I like Deadpool a lot. It's basically an action comedy, but like Deadpool actually breaks like his character. I don't know if you're familiar with like Deadpool as a character, like in the comic books and stuff. His character actually breaks the fourth wall all the time. So he he knows that he's in a comic and he will speak directly to the reader. And so in the movie, it doesn't disappoint. He knows he's in a movie. He's speaking directly to the audience. Just like, and there's even a joke about breaking the fourth wall in the first movie. And I'm like, it's brilliant. So anyway, I don't want to dissuade you. And also, I might be hyping it up too much. So, but I enjoyed Deadpool. I laughed a lot during Deadpool. Okay, now cutting the sticker off the back. So when I first learned of Deadpool, actually, so I played this card game called Marvel Overpower. And at the time, it was just Marvel, but it ended up growing to be DC Overpower, and now there's actually a reboot. Basically, some other company purchased the rights to the Overpower card game, and they actually had a Kickstarter, which I kickstarted, and then they actually did Kickstarter fulfillment. Flaming Hails, welcome in. Hello, and a big hearty roar to all. Welcome in, Flaming Hails. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. We are opening brand new decks that I purchased, and then I've actually done a bunch of card tricks with some of these. I did a Willy Wonka card trick earlier. I did a Star Wars Dark Side card trick earlier. I did a Beatles card trick earlier, and I did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles card trick earlier. So this was basically like yeah, crazy collection of different tricks kind of thing. So right now I'm opening the Deadpool deck, and we were just talking about the Deadpool movie briefly. So, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I was first introduced to Deadpool because I played this card game called Marvel Overpower. And I was mentioning that some company bought the rights to that card game, rebooted it, and so now you can play Overpower They just finished fulfillment. I just received my product last week, and I opened up the starter decks that I got. I didn't open up my booster box yet because I was debating on whether I want to open that on stream. I wouldn't do it like on a Sunday stream. I'd do it like probably off schedule. Flaming Hell says, I'm bored at work, hence the funny arrival. Oh, well, thank you for the funny arrival. Greatly appreciate it. You know, we always appreciate a little humor here. Um, so anyway, but the new version of Overheart, they can't use Marvel characters or any like owned characters, but they're using different characters like Zeus. They're using Sherlock Holmes, uh, and they're using like other like Cthulhu, right? So things that are openly available. I'm like, this is nuts. This is kind of cool. And so, and they actually they rewrote the instruction booklet, and I'm like, oh, the instructions are way easier to understand now, even though I figured it out over the years. But the original instruction booklet was not very well written for Marvel Overpower. But anyway, one of the Marvel characters was Deadpool, and I was like, oh, he just looks like Spider-Man, right? And it's like, no, 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 that's Deadpool. I'm like, huh, I didn't. And so at the time, I didn't know who Deadpool was. Anyway, years later, I find out who Deadpool was, and here we are. So, anyway, all right. So, let's take a look at the. Oh, speaking of Deadpool and Wolverine, one of the advertisement cards is this: "Best friends forever." And that's Deadpool's hand and Wolverine's hand in a heart. Isn't that so sweet? Okay. And then premium playing cards, of course. Okay, all right. So the Jokers are different Jokers too. So here's Deadpool reading a book. Wait, let's see. And it says New Mutants number 98. So he's reading a comic book, it looks like. And then Deadpool is playing music out of a little boombox. It's not big, but actually, this is a reference to if anybody's ever seen the movie Say Anything. John Cusack's character is trying to, I guess, court the female main, and basically he stands out a window and holds up a boom. This is referencing that. So here's the Ace of Spades. It is Deadpool. Gibson Lens says, "Oh, I've never seen it, but I know even I know that scene. Yo, Gibson Lens, that scene is like a famous scene. Like here's Deadpool on a unicorn. Okay, so now it looks like we have spades, although this one looks like it has like a little looks like it has a little bullet hole through the number 2, one of the pips there. But not all of them have bullet holes. So like this one does. Is it all of the even numbers? No, because the 7 has 2 of them. Nothing in 8. 2 and 9, none in 10. Okay, so here's a Jack of Spades, Queen of Spades, King of Spades. So it looks like the bullet holes are kind of random. Here's the Ace of Diamonds. And then we've got a bullet hole. So actually, it looks like that the bullet holes are a little random. So I could potentially do something interesting with the bullet holes with this deck. I'd have to come up with something, though. And then we have Jack of Diamonds. That's Colossus, right? Yeah. Then Queen of Diamonds. And here it E-Room! Thanks for the bang. I assume banging for the bullet holes. And actually, here's our friend Wolverine. So on this side, he has his mask on. And then on this side, he does not. So it looks like Theory 11 is taking the opportunity to do some, because that was Ben Solo in the Star Wars deck too. King of Clubs. Queen of Clubs. It took me a while to figure out that Dazzler was not the same as Jubilee either. Jack of Clubs. And then, so okay, here's the 10 with 3 bullet holes. The bullet holes actually look kind of interesting on the club because it actually draws away from the center. Makes it look like a flower a little bit. And then here's the Ace of Clubs. So yeah, and then, okay, this one's a little bit graphic. I'm going to go ahead and first, I'm going to hold this side up. So here's the King of Hearts. Now, if you can't tell, the King of Hearts, I think in a regular deck, is the Suicide King. I'm going to warn everybody now, if you don't like seeing a sword through Deadpool's head, look away, because I'm going to show this on stream now. So I'll give you a second. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm now going to reveal this side. So yeah, Deadpool has a sword in his head without his mask. There you go. Okay, and now I will go ahead and bury that. So, all right, we're good. So here is the Queen of Hearts. I don't know why I'm generally so concerned, because I'm on like a late hour on the East Coast. I guess on the West Coast. What time is it on the West Coast? It's like almost, it's like 9 something, right? That's still late for like really young kids. And then if they're old enough to stay awake to 9, then they're probably old enough because they've probably seen worse on the internet. But anyway. Yeah, some bullet holes through some of the hearts too. Oh, I could do some interesting stuff. Like I could use these for like a love story too, maybe, and be like, oh, and then we could do like a Bon Jovi shot through the heart, and you're to blame. All right, and then here's the Ace of Hearts, which is that initial taxi at the beginning of the Deadpool movie. Which, if anybody remembers that scene, it is a crazy scene. So there we go. But yes, Deadpool is equipped with 2 swords and guns. All right. Let's see. Can I come up with a Deadpool trick? I'm not sure if I can come up with one, but I kind of want to do Deadpool justice. Like, I can't just give him any trick. I'm trying to come up with a way that I could be like, the trick breaks the fourth wall in and of itself, but that would be so Deadpool. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, we'll do one. So, here is the progression of a Deadpool movie. Here's the beginning, and here's the end. I want you, somebody who is on desktop, to go ahead and choose one of these frames. So click on any one of these cards. That's the frame that we are going to then remember and use. So let's see here. Oh, that one's jumping around a lot. Okay, here we go. I see it. I see it. It is that one. Okay, so it doesn't matter that I see it. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip it up. So here we go. Here's the frame that everybody needs to remember. The 2 of spades with a bullet hole in it. Okay, so the 2 of spades. Now, remember the 2 of spades with the bullet hole in it. And here's what we're going to do. Somebody ends up getting the entire movie film strip and cuts it. Not just once, but they completely splice each and everything, and then they put them together in the weirdest of ways. So they rearrange the movie completely. But not only that, you know how like when you have a film strip, you see it from one direction? Actually, what happened as well is they also cut the film strip, and then they also reversed some of the film strips. So now we have film strips that are going the way that the movie intended, and then some of them that are backwards. and so, and that's going to get all pushed together into one mangled film strip that is called Deadpool. And so there's some scenes in Deadpool where they're right side up, right side down, and so and if we just take, so let's say we just like scrub through the movie and we see just random parts of it. So we see like the correct way, and then like an incorrect way, and then like an incorrect way and a correct way, and then we even have. Let me see here. I need to find a place where it's obviously like 2 incorrect. Hold on. two incorrect ways. We've got incorrect and incorrect. Yeah. And so there we go. But as we all know, Deadpool is really good at movies. And so he decides, Deadpool from the movie that's edited, Deadpool actually steps out of the cards, out of the film strip, and he says, "You're not supposed to mess with this movie. Fix it right now." And he tells the editor to just fix it. All right. And so, and you'll know that you fixed it because maybe the only one that's out of place is the one that I'm missing from right now, which is the scene that we saw, the two of spades, right? And so, all right, the editors go and work on the movie. They carefully de-splice everything that's spliced together. They carefully put everything back together. And then finally, at the end, when they watch the movie, all of the parts of the movie are at least in the same direction, except for the one where Deadpool stepped out. And Deadpool says, "Hey, thanks for at least fixing that part of the movie." So now he can step back in. And now all of the parts of the movie are at least facing in the same direction. And that, my friends, is a triumph themed as Deadpool, the movie. All right. I would say that worked out okay. I think I would like to change a little bit of the wording, but otherwise, I think that the look and the feel felt like Deadpool to me. Thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room, Gibson Lens. Okay. Cool. So let's see here. All right. I think we're nearing when I would want to end stream. So let's say last call if anybody wants to request any magic. Otherwise, I'll still do a finale. And actually, I should probably do the trick that I want to do every stream because I want to keep that fresh as well. So let me do that. Let me see here. Oh, let me close up this knife before I hurt myself. It's not like the sharpest thing in the world, but like it is still, it's not blunt. Okay. Actually, you know what? This would totally be a Deadpool thing. Let me use the Deadpool cards. Okay, so we have 4 coins here. We've got 4 Deadpool cards. And we're going to go ahead and cover each coin with a Deadpool card. Now, Deadpool really loves fooling people, and he likes to move money around. He starts talking about, the studios that make the money and like box office prices and things like that. And so he's like, all right, well, we need to get everything into one bank account because then we can start doing stuff with it. So he's like, all right, I'm going to get the money from over here and bring it back over here. So there he goes. Now he's going to bring the money from over here all the way up there. And then he says, I'm going to go ahead and bring the money from over here back to over there. Okay, there we go. And so now all of the money is at least all in one place. So, but they all end up starting to spread the money out. They spend it, and so now they're all in different places. So here and here, and so now Deadpool's like, all right, well, I have to move all the money back into one bank account. So you start doing stuff with it. But there's no cards now, so there we go. And then we have almost everything over here and just one over there. And then finally we've got, there we go. And of course the studio decides, hey, we should spend everything again. And so they distribute the funds. And of course Deadpool's like, okay, well, you know what? Screw that. Screw you guys. Let's go ahead and just make sure that everything is back all in one bank account. And there we go, my friends. And that is Um, the coin matrix and the cardless coin matrix themed as Deadpool moving money around. So yeah, wild. You know, it's kind of crazy that I can just random. So I I know that this would mess up some magicians. Like they learn a trick one way and they want to do it the same way every single time. It's actually kind of amazing that I've been able to do so many tricks like and theme them differently. Like it's I have to like recall too. Like I don't remember watching. So I haven't watched Deadpool for a long time, and I own it. I own the movie. I probably haven't seen the movie for like 5 years. Like so. Um, but yeah. So let's see. Okay, cool. So we did that. We did this. All right. Let's see. On the technology front, I recently did something brand new that I've never done before. So I had this old laptop that had Windows 10. And as everybody knows, if you have an old Windows machine, Windows 10 is going to be end of life at the end of this year. So security updates will end. Not that it would have been a big deal. I probably could have still kept Windows 10. But the thing was, it was very sluggish anyway. And so for the first time, I was like, this hardware is still good. Like it still did stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to get rid of a laptop. And so for the first time, I booted it up with Linux. And so I I did some research on like what different versions, what flavors of Linux there are, because that's how they describe it. I just wanted something lightweight, but it could still do some simple stuff like web browsing and stuff. Because I'm mostly just going to use it to like browse and like maybe play like YouTube videos on like a TV. And so I chose Lubuntu, which I don't know if it stands for like lightweight Ubuntu, but I chose that. I basically destroyed Windows. I overwrote the entire operating system. So there's no partitions or anything. I'm not keeping anything. So I just have Linux. And it's surprise. So basically, it took me like a few minutes to log in to Windows before. And now it takes like less than a minute to like boot up and log into Linux. And I can open a web page within like the second minute. And I'm just like, all right, well, I'm happy with this. So I think like maybe 15, 20 years ago, if you were to like replace it with Linux, maybe Linux wasn't as user friendly back then. But now it's like, if you didn't know what all of the nuances of Windows, like if you're not a technical person, you probably wouldn't necessarily notice that there was anything different until you tried like working with it. So anyway, so now I can't really get rid of Windows because I use like the .NET stack at work and stuff. And also, I'm a PC gamer, so a lot of Steam games are like Windows compatible. So I'll probably still be a Windows person for the rest of my life, but I now have a Linux box. So there you go. Fun story. Gabe the Elven King. Hello, Gabe the Elven King. Welcome in. You caught me near the end of stream. So we have been doing a bunch of different themed magic tricks to brand new decks that I opened up today. Here I got a a package of different cards. I did a Willy Wonka trick earlier, a Star Wars trick earlier, a Beatles trick earlier, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trick earlier, a Deadpool trick earlier. I got some other new decks like so. Haven't opened these yet, but these are the same as the Beatles ones, just in different colors. I do have two other Avengers decks, which we've seen on stream before, but I didn't touch those today. I did have another Star Wars deck, but this is like the opposite color. So these are the only two other new ones that didn't have any sort of equivalent that we could check out. I might end up opening all these before next stream. So, but I was patient enough to wait until stream. So I've had them for like three or 4 days now. So I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna open them yet. It took some willpower, but I did it. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna turn off the queue here, and then we'll still do a finale. So let me see. But let me figure out what do I want to. So last week we did. All right, you know what? Let's do Dazed because I did one of Peter Duffy's tricks today. And actually, I was thinking I don't want to stay on for too long tonight. But fun news, I have a 3-day work week because I took Thursday and Friday off and then that will lead into my Monday holiday. So I'll have 5 days off contiguously next weekend. So that'll be fun. All right, so that'll be the finale trick. All right, so this is a good time to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Thank you everybody who interacted with the stream. So whether you requested a trick, chose a card, chose a deck of cards, gave me some ideas for what to name characters, Elvira. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun for me. Thank you to all the lurkers out there, because Magic, one of the rare art forms where if I'm practicing Magic at home, there isn't any magic happening. Magic has to happen in your mind. Thanks for the little lull, E-Room. Thank you to, where was I? Oh yeah, thank you to everybody who interacted with the stream. Oh yeah, thank you for interacting with the stream, whether you chatted, sound alerts, chose cards, all of that. Thank you so much. I don't stream too much, so if you want to see more of me, I'm not around. Definitely check out my YouTube channel. I have over 300 Magic performances on my YouTube channel. Marshall Silver, welcome in. How's it going, Marshall Silver? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for the emotes and the Power Rangers. Power Ranger Zeo, right? That's the Zeo emotes. Actually, guys, if you're not following our friend Marshall Silver, please give our friend Marshall Silver a follow. Marshall Silver, Variety Gamer. Definitely check him out. Let's see. Everything that you saw here tonight, it was not deals with the devil or black magic or sorcery. Everything that you saw was sleight of hand. Because if I had real magic, why would I be doing card tricks? I enjoy sleight of hand. Anyway, if you still believe it's real magic, I mean, plausible deniability, best cover story ever. So, let's see. All right. But where was I? Oh yes. So if you want, oh yeah, if you want to catch more of me and I'm not around, definitely check out my YouTube channel. And also, if you want to see all of my VODs that fall off retention, I basically put them in this playlist on my YouTube channel anyway. So there you go. There's everything. Also, guys, you're not. Let's give some mod love to our friend and mods, Chan the Magic Man. Chan lurked earlier, so but Chan is also a magician on Twitch, and give Chan a follow. So Chan will do magic on Magic Monday, so give him a follow, catch him tomorrow night. He's actually 13 followers away from 1K, so give him a follow. Get him over 1K. If you do catch Chan on another night, Chan plays retro games. Chan's also been playing Grand Theft Auto 5, so definitely check him out. Then also, if you're not following our friend and mod, Gibson Lens, please give Gibson Lens a follow. Gibson Lens is a pianist, also has composed a bunch of his own originals, and his first album released a couple months ago. It's called Ungilded. You can check out and listen for free at all of the links from the music services there, that Ungilded link tree. So definitely check it out. Also, as of late, if you catch Gibson Lens on his stream, he will review old classic movies that is recommended to him. And so each week, if I'm there, I will definitely put up a poll and be like, did Gibson Lens like this movie? So that's a fun time. I enjoy that. If you can't tell, I don't watch movies anymore. I still like talking about movies, which is kind of funny because I thought if I fell out of it, like I would not keep up to date. But the fact that Gibson Lens watches old movies, like movies that are no longer new, and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen any new movies, so it's like, so anyway, that's the only say. So once Gibson Lens starts watching new movies, I'm probably going to be out of the loop. So anyway, there we are. All right. So we have one more trick, the finale trick. That's assuming I don't mess it up. I don't like to end stream on a messed up trick. So if I do mess it up, we will do another finale trick. But yeah. Gibson Lenses says, there has been a new rare movie. Yeah, people are suggesting Sinners. Oh, okay. I don't know if I'm familiar with that one. So I won't have any skin in the game as far as like whether you like that one or not. All right. Oh, and also if anybody wants to help me upvote, so right now when I stream Magic, I use this category Magician, which is actually an NES game. But if people can help me upvote on this discussion on user voice, maybe one day we can get our own Magic category. So anyway, all right, okay, cool. So we got one more trick, presumably, and then we'll go find somebody to raid. All right. So here we go. All right, so I've got a packet of cards here. We have a 6 of diamonds and a queen of clubs. Now, if I was to count through the rest of these cards, they're going to look like normal cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I flip them over, there's going to be something strange. You'll see that they are double-backed. They're double-backed except for this one. This one's super weird because this one is blank. So this is like the one where they put the back on the back of the card, but they haven't printed the faces on it yet. And so here we've got 3 other double back cards, but they have this strange property. And the property is when I take a card, let's say the 6 of diamonds, and I reflect the packet over the top, something strange happens. Something strange happens because they all change to be 6 of diamonds. Is that strange? That's super strange, right? But here's the other thing. If I go ahead and I take, let's say, the queen of clubs, and I take this packet and I hover it over, reflect it over the queen of clubs, some people would say, oh, does that change all of the cards to be queens of clubs? And I would say, why, yes, it does. Because look, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 queens of clubs. And actually, so right now you'll still see that they're all queens of clubs right now. But we've got this card where if we put the blank on top, I don't know if you can tell, all of the cards have become blank. And now some people are like, wait a second, can I take a look at the backs? And to that I would say, yeah. Here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 backs. And that, my friends, I will call a successful performance of our finale, Dazed. Mark Rides, welcome in. How's it going? Thank you for the attempted request. I did close the queue down earlier. So, yeah, we're going to head out. My nose was not feeling very good going into stream because I have allergies, and so I'm like, but I made it through stream, and I was actually thinking maybe I should end early, but I think we're basically around the time that we would normally end anyway. But oh, all good. I'll get it next week. All right, cool. Thanks, Mark Rides. Good to see you, Mark Rides. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you had a good, wonderful week. So good to see you. Thank you kindly for the claps. Gibson Lens, E-Room for the nice one. Looks like C-Dub guitar emotes have expired there. But thank you for the sentiment. I think I know what that emote looks like, right? I've seen it before, certainly. All right, cool. So that is that. All right, let's find somebody to raid. And then we'll go from there. All right, let's see who's on. Oh yeah, let me pull up the streaming spreadsheet. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, if anybody's curious, that was Magic Stream number 141 today. 141. All right, who haven't we rated in a while, and who is on now? Let's see here. Well, there's a lot of people on. A lot of possible targets here. Actually, this one was recommended to me earlier in the year. They've been going on for 3.5 hours. Looks like they're doing something. Okay, let's see who else is on. Let me see. Oh, hey guys, it looks like Marshall Silver is streaming. Oh, and he's streaming Castlevania. Hold on, let me mute. Maybe we should run over there. I've done a magic trick themed as Castlevania before, and I occasionally lurk in Marshall Silver's stream. So that, you know what? That's probably good because if I've hold on, let me see how many times I've very little, if any. Let me see. Raiders in. Oh, it looks like maybe I've never raided Marshall Silver. Oh, wait, he also had a changed name. But anyway, I definitely haven't rated him since he changed his name. So, okay, cool. So yeah, let's go over there today. So it looks like he's going to be playing Castlevania. And let me... Okay, all right. Mark Ride says $570 won gambling this week, and next week I'm planning on gaming the system even more because I found a glitch that will mean I can't lose if I bring a notebook to the slot machine. Yo, that's crazy, Mark Rides. Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, slot machines are quote unquote random, but actually by legal law they do have to pay out because otherwise that would be illegal. And so, but actually, something that you may not know about slot machines is that even though they do have to pay out, not all the slot machines that they have on premise have to pay out at the same rate. And so, what they'll usually do is have slot machines near the external edges of the casino, where like people would be walking by from like outside of the playing floor, pay out more often, but just lower amounts. And then they'll have a few on the inside that pay out, but like uh, they can be at a slightly higher amount, but less frequently. And so, and the thing is, and they can change it up every night, just so long as like they follow within whatever legal limits as far as like needing to pay out is. But yeah, Mark Wright says the game has a game of Simon after losing spin. It's a skill game. Oh, dude, Simon is a game of skill. Yeah, that's right. So if anybody is not familiar with the game of Simon, that's the one where there's 4 colors. It's like red, yellow, blue, green, and you have to remember the sequence and then repeat it back, and then Simon will add another one to that sequence. Yeah. So and you have a 3 by 3 grid of Simon to win your bet back plus like 0.05%. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that is. So yeah, if you do that for skill, I mean, that's good. I mean, $570. I don't know how much time you spent. Like if that was across, 50 hours, I don't know if that was necessary. That's like $5.7 an hour. But if you did it within like a few hours or something, or like 10 hours, that's pretty good. So the number like phone 1 to 9, I can write it down. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, as far as I know, they just you can't use anything to assist for card counting for card games, but slot machines, because you technically can't like affect them without cheating, then like yeah, if it's external to the slot machine, I don't think they can stop you. That might vary. That might vary from state to state, but anyway. Mark writes is like 7 hours. Oh, okay, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad. All right, where the heck are we? Oh yeah, guys, we were gonna go on a raid. Sorry, got sidetracked. I like talking about. So I'm super interested in like math related things too. So, and then like I don't really do any casino demonstrations and card tricks, but like when we're talking about casino games, it's like generally interested in that kind of stuff. All right, I'm gonna start the raid to Marshall Silver now. If you guys want to follow along the raid call, there's a raid call. Here's a sub raid call, and then we'll be raiding if you get left behind, which we have recently had confirmation that being left behind still occurs. So, unfortunately. Okay, make sure I copied my own raid call. Excellent. All right, and so yeah, it looks like Marshall Silver is playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So there we go. All right. Okay, everybody. Thank you for coming out and hanging out with me tonight. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful week. Everybody have a wonderful week coming up. Definitely take care of yourselves. Remember to hydrate. Remember to stretch, which I was not very good about stretching this week, so I need to. And then also get good sleep, because we all know it's very difficult to get good sleep nowadays. So, all right, everybody. Good seeing you. Take care, and we'll see you around. And have a good night. Have a glorious week. See ya. Bye.